Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Denise and today we are continuing the series, the lid by lid bead mania adventure, and I am just going through lids that have beads and all different types of findings in them. A lot of times I will use my lids to set up different designs, and sometimes the lid is a catch-all like this one. It's just everything just thrown in here from whatever is going on. So this one is going to take us a little bit longer to get through, but we're just actually going through the beads on this one. Whatever we find, we find. If we find a pair of earrings or whatever, we'll do that. But as I'm going through the lids, what I am doing is separating them by colors, so I can actually put the beads in the proper color box. All of my beads are categorized by color. It's just easier for me to use them and to set up my designs when they're separated by colors. Okay, so with that, let's get going. And the first thing that I'm actually pulling up is not a bead. It should probably be in my sewing box. It is a, well, they called them frogs back in the 60s. I'm not sure what they call them now, but it's a closure where you have like a loop on one side and you have the closure on the other side. A lot of times you will attach it to the center of a bolero or in the center of a jacket, or at a collar for a sweater or something like that. So not really sure why it's here. I will put it in my sewing box. I would consider it as cording. I don't know if I was originally thinking about maybe putting some beads in here on the three here, and then putting a what do you call it, an end clip on the end of it, where I could actually put a ear wire on. So that's the only reason I'm thinking that I may have thought about a particular design to make out of earrings, because I do also do fabric earrings as well. So that's what I'm thinking, that maybe I was going to put two smaller beads here, a larger bead of the same color, and then have this with the closure of either a bell on it or an end cap, and then put my ear wire on top. So that's what I'm thinking. But this is going back in the sewing basket now because I have way too many beads. Okay, let's move on to the purple color, and I'm actually going to try and pull them out by color so I can set them aside around the lid, and I can grab it easy and then just throw them in the box. I'm looking here, and I actually have mother of pearl. I don't know if you can see this. So this is actually mother of pearl, and as I mentioned earlier when we were reviewing some of the pearl beads, I've noticed that with the pearl beads, a lot of times the holes are a lot smaller than they are in the other beads. So sometimes instead of a stem, you may have to use like a piece of wire or a really skinny piece of nylon to get through that. So just keep it in mind before you even set up your designs. When you're pulling out your beads, just test them with your stems, your ear wire stems. Okay, and then here I just see a couple of dangles. This will be great for my single dangle customers. I do have customers that just like the single dangle bead, but as I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the back side, and this back side is flat. This one is round, so let me pull these other two out of this bag. And guys, I apologize for the noise of the bags, but I keep everything in bags because these beads can get out of hand really, really quick. So for me, it's just a lifesaver. Okay, this looks like a smiley face on this one. Can you see it? This one right there, it looks like a smiley face. So I'm just going to set these aside. These will be for my single dangle customers. The back of this looks a little flat, but I'll set this aside. I'm going to set the earrings to my right, and I am going to set the colored beads that are going back in the box to my left. So we're working with purple now, so I'm going to pull everything out of this lid that is purple. There's another name for this. I know they call this, it's in the craft section, and they call it bangle sequence, but there's another term for this as well, when they're all put together like on I'm going to show you a pair of earrings that I have where it's oblong shape, and it's the same thing, and I got these off of a purse. Now, if you can see this, this is kind of like iridescent. It's the same thing, it's just that it's a different shape. And there are probably about 300 or 400 of these on the purse. I think I got the purse from Goodwill for maybe like $1 or so, but it gave me, like I said, over 400 of these sequins. The crafter is calling it bangle sequence, but there's another fashion name for this whenever you see this design layered together either on a purse or around a cuff or a collar. It's not coming to mind now. So the only thing I did was just put a hammered silver circular bead on top of it, and it just kind of gives the earring a little bit of dimension, and it just brings your eyes straight to the iridescent. So with these, I will be doing probably something similar, and then I may layer them down a long chain, so you get that kind of like a, what do you call it, when it shimmers or it shakes, that kind of look. So I'll probably do this like this, as well as down a long chain to get the shimmer look. So once again, guys, all of the finished earrings will be on our shorts playlist. So just look for, let's see, it's called the Bead Vault earring shorts, and it should be about 250 earrings on there. It gives you the close-ups, and they're only about 6 or 7 seconds. So I'm going to put this with my purple, and I'm going to start a green pile to the right. But that's what I'll be doing with those. Also, too, let's see here. Now, let me get the other. Okay, these are just a pair of wooden earrings, and they actually came, I think I have a, yeah, they actually came from this keychain. I've made quite a few earrings from the silver rose, the 3D rose, and also the wood pieces. I had dozens of these in red, purple, pink, and black. And so I just made a pair of simple earrings for my single dangle customer. They're purple, and they came from this type of keychain. Okay, so I'm going to put the earrings to the right, and I'm going to quickly look. I think, well, I'm seeing some purple over here in the corner. This is the keychain that I actually made them from. Okay, let's see here. I got something hooked on here I want to get off. But yeah, this is the keychain that I got them from. And there were so many dangles on these keychains. I've taken a lot off. Not to mention that there were like 2 lobster claws on the top of it. So I took all of those off. And then there were some very, very large jump rings. So these keychains, just one keychain, has given me like about 4 pairs of earrings. I'll be using this big wood piece for keychains, as well as for the purse tassels, and as well as the backpack charms. So this is just a good loop and hoop to have for something like that. So, but I will be taking these off. And like I said, guys, just look at all of your findings that you get from these, and then all of your beads. You just can't go wrong when you're purchasing like that. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the purple pile. And then I saw one more pair. Now, this is from my resin I'll make a, when I started on resin, I wasn't doing videos back then, but I will be making a resin video when I pull the resin back out again. But this is purple pair of earrings. I just dropped the other one, and what I did was I just mixed in my resin, some iridescent purple paint, and then after I did that, I just laid purple confetti that I got from Walmart in there at the very bottom, and it just kind of gives it a nice texture. So anyway, this is a pair of earrings. I got to do a little bit more work with the resin to get it. I'll probably dome this because it's not even, so I'll go back through and dome this. So I'm gonna put this with the earrings. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. These are heart shapes. I did, I'm trying to think how many she ordered from me last Valentine's. I think maybe 50 or 75 pair of anything that had a heart shape on it. With the earrings, I can't even remember what it was for, some kind of event. Yeah, it slips my mind right now. But anyway, it was just all types of heart shape earrings with cowrie shells, and this is what I had left over. And I think these hearts actually came out, they were already painted this color, and they came out of a bag from Dollar Tree. So I'll probably go back and see if I can find that bag, and then do a Dollar Tree video on the wooden hearts that come in the packages. But I was actually making, I can't remember, I know it was a large quantity of these. I can't remember the name of her event, but anyway, they all had to be heart shaped. So since they are completed earrings, I'm going to put it to the right. But for the earrings in here where I see the natural wood on it, I am going to go through, shellac those, and then put the nail foil print on them, as well as maybe some tie-dye paint on the other part of it, and splash it on the cowrie shell as well. Okay, now I'll put those to my right. And let's see, we're going with purple. Okay, and we had the green. So let me go back to the green, because we already have, remember these, which this would look nice to put these, I don't know if you can see, like down the center of this. I would just sew these right down the center, and I think that would look really nice with the green there. So these are earrings I made 4 or 5 years ago. You can see where the top is kind of turned rusted. So I would actually cut that off and attach these there, and then put another end clip on the top. Also too, I have the spikes. You can see where I could actually stack this with these. And these were earrings I got in the pack. And I just love, it's all resin, but I just love this kind of design in here, the stack design, and then the spikes. So I would actually figure out something to do, because the colors are all gorgeous and they all work together. I would figure out something to do with those. And then these are my ribbon earrings. Let me pull it over here. All of these colors really work together. You see? So I wouldn't mind putting one of these on top of these. Let me lay this down here just for a second. I always like to puff out these. Sometimes they get, when you have stuff laying on top of them, they get real flat. But yeah, this is how you just, we're going to have a series on ribbon earrings, because I have so many ribbon earrings. But you can make them so quick and fast, because you just fold them over, decide what size you want them, and cut a dozen of them out. You fold it over, and then you just put your little clasp on the top here along with your ear wire. So I actually made these clip, and I just folded it back in to make a pleat out of it, so it could actually fit the bar wire, the bar clip that you see across there. So you can make it fit that by simply putting a pleat in it. These may be damaged, but anyway, I'm going to keep the color with them, so it'll let me know to pull this to work with this. But I can see a lot of different designs that could work from these 4 materials. If you can see in there. And this is ribbon too. This is ribbon. This is what do they call it? Fringe ribbon. This is fringe ribbon. And I think this came from Hobby Lobby, and I think this came from Hobby Lobby. And this was so long ago, I have no idea where this even, it says Frank's. Gosh, I barely remember Frank's. Frank's Crafts, that was, gosh, centuries, decades ago. So, okay, guys, so I'll put the green to my left. That's a project that needs to be done. Let's see, we did purple. And let's go to the pink. So I have some more wooden earrings. These actually were either necklaces or anklets. Let's see. These are more of the keychains. Remember, I told you I got it in several different colors. So I took a lot of it loose, and I've already used those. And these are some, I call them basket weave beads, because they're like round little miniature basket beads. So they have a nice like pink iridescent look to it. I would set a beautiful bead on top, maybe a hematite on top and a hematite on the bottom. But those are gorgeous. And also, guys, when you're looking for something that needs to have a large hole so you can hide a wire or hide a finish or something, this is the kind of bead you want, that you can tuck it in there and then put some glue in there and then it stays in there. So especially for me, when I'm trying to squeeze 2 wires together and make them work, this is the kind of bead that really will sit down on both of your wires. A matter of fact, guys, I'm looking to my right. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to push this back just a little. I'm going to lay this down, and I'm going to reach around the camera, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about when I say a large hole bead. Okay, this has 2 wires. I started a wire with the loop on the bottom on the left side and also on the right side. And when I got a chance to squeeze the wires together here at the top, because I wanted to become one, this bead had a large, not a large hole, but a medium-sized hole where I could just push it really down and squeeze it. But I would have loved to have had a bead like this, where I could push this down and it could just set right down on the bottom of those, and then I could build from there. So that's what I mean by pulling 2 of your wires together and then making it into one bead. When you have a hole like this, it really gives the jewelry a nice finish. Okay. Okay, what else do we have in pink? We have some pink and black here. This is really fuchsia and black. These are a pair right here. I may put some other black beads in between and then have these dangle down. And then I just may have a single dangle of these because the bead is so different. So I want to call it Art Deco. A lot of times people refer to Art Deco black and white, but the pink and black and the design can make it the Art Deco as well. Okay, and see, I think this is the last of the pink. These actually came off of a, it was like, they're not really centerpieces. They were kind of like candle designs. And this was like at the base of the candle. And then there were some other beads leading around to it. But I liked it just the way it is, and that how the glue actually holds it together. So I was thinking about the leaf here. This actually came off of some home decor as well. This came off of home decor as well, and this could have been centerpiece. Is what I'm thinking. It was a centerpiece with gold and brown leaves. So I was thinking about this, and see how setting it on top of there kind of gives it like a tropical look. You know, just gluing it down on there. I could find another bead like this color yellow and then center it, put it in the center. I have holes on both sides here, so I could do a jump ring across there. At one point I was thinking about, and I'm looking to see if I see it, I was thinking about putting like a ribbon, gluing a ribbon across the top of the bead, cutting it off, making it nice and clean on the back, and then just running a jump ring through it, and putting an ear wire on it. So I can, you know, I'm gonna work with it and see what works best. I saw this design, as well as this design here, for the fabric design. Something to just give it that extra finished kind of polished look, and also to hide this hole right there. So I would stick my ear wire through the side holes on there. But I'm going to work with this. This is going to be probably a statement piece, a layered earring. We're going to figure out something to put in the center right here. But I just love that yellow and pink. It just really makes it pop. So I will set this to my right with the earrings, because I'm going to make that soon. And I'm going to also set this to the right because I'll be making this soon. And like I said, guys, you can look out the earring shorts and see the finished product. Okay, so that's going to be it for pink. I'm going to pull this red out. Get all the bright colors out. Let me pull out the orange next so I'm not continually reaching. Okay, I'm looking to see if I see any other. I see a multicolor, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull that over here. It looks like it's a broken earring, but we'll take a look at it. Okay, guys, I'm looking through here, and I'm going to bring the lid down in just a second. But anyway, once again, these are keychains. This is the red color. I talked about this earlier. These are some wooden beads, and they came off of a bracelet. You can see the two holes on the side. They came off a bracelet. And then I have some of the goldish red glass beads in here. So I'm going to put these together because these are actually going to go in my red box. I may take these out and put them in the pink box. Not sure. They have pink and red in them. Or maybe I'll put them in the multicolor box. Okay, guys, and more earrings. I'll more than likely put a cowrie shell in the middle of this if I can find the mate. Right now, since it's single, I'm going to put it in the single earring box behind me. Here's a set. I actually had the same set on yesterday, and I put 2 cowrie shells, one in each one. And that is on the earring short, so I am going to put that to my right. Okay, and this was a pair of earrings that broke. See if you can see this. So this right here has broken off, so I no longer have a loop. So what I will do, and let me see if, okay, yeah, it's a clear rhinestone. I don't know if the rhinestone was missing out the center, if you can see there, but I'm filling it, and there is a rhinestone there. It's just that it's clear. This one has a green rhinestone in it. So what I'll do now, I am looking at the, can you see the little dangles on here around the entire earring? I'm looking at those dangles, and those, like, I have some customers that will barely wear a 1/2 inch, and this looks like this is 3/8 of an inch. So if I can find mates, I may just put these, make small dangle earrings out of it, because the colors are vibrant and it has a little sparkle to it. So you would still be able to see it even though it's really small to the ear. But I do have customers that love the smaller the better. So instead of making this one pair of earrings here, I can actually take these dangles off and make probably 5 more pair, and then decide, well, as you can see, the loop here is missing. So I may just cut off, because I was thinking about maybe looping through some leather. But since this loop is already broke off, I'm thinking about cutting off the other loops and just making it a diamond shaped earring. So we'll see, because I'm missing right here. You can see right there, I'm missing a bead right there as well. So I'll see if I can save them. Looks like I can. I can definitely, like I said, use the dangles around the end. So I'm going to put this in the multicolored box. It'll be for another day and another time. And then, as promised, let me scoop this back down here. Here's some wooden earrings. More than likely, I'll either do a nice glaze and a cowrie shell on this. So I'll put that in the wooden box. I can't remember what these were from. They were left over from something, but I can't remember what it was. And this has like a faux leather top. It has like a what do I want to call it? Like an Aztec or Navajo print on it. Kind of reminds me of something you would see like in the Four Corners area of the United States. A lot of their designs have like Aztec and Navajo print. So I don't know. This may be, I said faux leather, but I don't know. It's kind of cracking like real leather. I'll see if maybe I can glaze the top and then put a nice bead in the center or something in the center to capture these colors. So what I'll do for now is put it in the multicolor box and come back for it later when I have a little bit more time. I found another pink. This is actually quartz. This is actually quartz stone. I think it's a pink quartz stone. You can see that, you can hear them too. In the cylinder shape and in the raw form rock shape. This is some beautiful pink quartz. I love quartz. I love quartz. I love jasper. I love pretty much any kind of stone. And here is a pair of earrings that I made out of both the cylinder and the stone. Those beautiful. Really make a really nice gift. Those are gorgeous. I just love nature. You can just feel it and feel, I don't know, something familiar. You know, something that reminds you of home, something familiar. But yeah, this was made from the pieces in here. Okay. It's beautiful quartz. Okay, so I'll put this back in the pink box. My earrings back over here to the right. Okay, resin. I have some more resin pieces. This was actually made with the black resin, and I used the nail foil to go over this and then shellac it again with the top coat resin. But the foil had a letter JS on there, and I haven't been able, I thought I could just scrape it off, but it's not really coming off. So I will have to figure out either putting something across here or whatever to make it to cover up the initials here. So I am going to put this in. I have a white and black box. I'm going to put it in there. I said also too, if I couldn't eventually get this off, what I would do is just make it a make it a disc to go on a keychain or either a tassel, and have something fall over that. So not really sure yet, but yeah, you got to be careful with those foils. If you see any kind of signature and design on the foils, make sure you cut that off before you foil your piece. And I'm looking at another piece here that's foiled. This as well. Some of the pieces, as I stated before, didn't come out that well. So I'm going to use, instead of putting them on earrings, I'm just going to use them as a dangle on a keychain or a backpack tassel. It's just pretty iridescent color to this. Okay, but I don't have a mate. So that will go with the resin, which will all go in my keychain box. Let me see. Oh, here, maybe this is the mate. Let's see here. Because I'm seeing, yeah, and I'm seeing, you can kind of see the mistakes that are in there. Yeah, I'll have to figure out better how to control it. But anyway, I'm still going to put this to the left. This is just some wood that I glued over. I think I was going to try my hand at gluing the wood down on both sides and then putting the pieces together and seeing if I could stick a all through it and make a hole and make a pair of earrings. But I'm not sure how far I got on that. So right now I'm going to put this to the left. Have some clear seed beads. They go with everything. So I'll put this in my seed bead drawer. This is actually trim, and I got this from Joann's. So this is trim, and I think I was actually thinking about, like, let me pull this piece of wood back over here, you know, like putting a trim. So this is like wood, but I would just either paint the silver or something like that, but I would use a wood piece. And then I would just glue this down. I would center it, make a hole in there. Remember, you have it already painted silver, so it should be silver. I'm sorry, guys, not in the frame. It should be silver on top of silver. So you could cut it off there, slide it up, and make it even. And then put a hole in it for your jump ring. So it's a lot you could do with the ribbon. And it looks like beads. I would do it on both sides. I would glue both sides down. And this is just a small piece, but I have a large roll of this. So you can imagine how many earrings I can make out of this. And like I said, I like to do earrings by the dozen, so I can knock them out real quick. But that's a really great idea. I'm trying to think what I'm going to call this lid box. I think everything but the kitchen sink, because I pretty much have everything in here. Just another pair of hoop earrings. I can either crochet around it, I can either splash paint around it, or I can ribbon around it. Give it a whole totally different look. And let's see, these are more ribbon earrings. Got an animal print on the back. Well, it's actually an animal print earring. I'll be looking for the mates for these, so I'll put them in the, I'll put this in the single dangle box. I was going to show you the ribbon on here, but I don't know. This plastic is not separating. Just cut my nails. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. Yeah, guys, I don't know. Let's see here if I can get it done this way. Okay, there we go. So like I said, when I do the ribbon earrings, then I'll pull it all out. But yeah, this is more like a satin, so this has been pushed down, so I would have to steam. Just put a little bit of steam on this to bring the fluff back to it. But this is an animal print. Animal prints are one of my best-selling prints and colors. Okay, so I made a clip out of this. So anyway, there you are. Just a nice clip. Satin fabric earring. And it looks great on too. This is another And I'm going to put both of these behind me because the mates are missing to these. Guys, I don't know. I probably should have split this lid in half. This is getting kind of lengthy. But anyway, I used, on the video yesterday, I showed you the strand of the flowers. I call it Flower Power ribbon that had these all different colors. So what I did was I just used a piece of my ribbon, folded it over the polka dot, cut the flower loose here. And then I just put an end clip on the back, and then a end clip on the back, and then ear wire. So once again, yeah, this is just a ribbon folded over, and this is ribbon as well, but it's a I'm looking around me to see if I see it. I had it yesterday. It's, oh no, I put it in the multicolor box. But anyway, yeah, it's a whole bunch of these, all different colors. So like I said, oh, it's just so much you can do. So I'm going to put these behind me because I'm actually looking for the mates for those. These are just a pair of small resin earrings here. I'm going to put those to my right. Okay, we found the lost earring. So yeah, so I'll probably put some cowrie shells on this and call it a day. So we found the lost earring. Okay guys, yesterday when I was speaking, I was talking about hair scrunchies, and this hair scrunchie, I used all of the wooden pieces off of this, and I paired it up with the bone beads, and I made this pair of earrings. So let me see if I can put them so you can see. And there are also two on the earring short channel. So this right here in the middle, the wooden one came from this scrunchie. And you can tell I've used them all except for the last two. And this thing was full of wooden beads all the way around it. I've used so many of them. I'm looking for some more scrunchies like this. So if you guys know where they are, please comment in the comment section, because I tell you, I really got some good use out of those beads. Okay, more of the metal earrings. This, I'm not sure if I'm going to leave these as they are, or if I'm going to put a cowrie shell in the center. I got to make a decision on that. But those are metal earrings. I'm going to put those to the right. Okay, guys, I think if we can do all the gold and knock those out. Oh, let me get this green. I keep picking it up. Okay, so these are green. This is green tassels. I got a whole bunch of these tassels, a couple of dozen. I don't know, maybe a decade ago. I'm just trying to use them all up. So I just put, the tassel comes just like this with the little cap on it. And so I just found a green bead out of the green box and put that with it to make it, no, why, this is not pushed down. There we go. And fluff it up. Yeah, everything's been flattened. So anyway, a green pair of earrings. I'm going to put it over here. Okay, I thought I had gotten all the resin, but I guess I hadn't. Let's see here. So I used yellow resin the yellow resin with the UV resin, and then I painted the cowrie shell silver so I could have yellow and silver. And then my hand slipped, and this fell down and scratched it. So it needs to be repaired with the silver. And I'm thinking about putting yellow and silver grayish beads all the way up and make them long shoulder dusters. This looks like a puzzle piece. So they had all different kinds of molds, and I think I got the molds off of Amazon. But yeah, so these are my yellow and silver. I need to repair those. Okay, let's see if we can get, oh, while I'm talking about resin, let me look and see if there's any more resin so I can finish the same conversation all at one time. These are more of the resin and cowrie shell beads. I was just trying out cowrie shells on the front as well as putting them on the back side. And the reason why is because when people are using them on their keychains and different things like that, I wanted to be able to protect the shell, because as soon as you hit the shell, it can crack. So I figured that if I would let it sit or engulf it in resin, I would protect it. So this is for my keychains and my tassels, my backpack tassels. So I am just going to throw them over here in the keychain lid. And this is as well. Not sure if I glued. I think I tried to glue this down. I got these little charms from I think Hobby Lobby. I wanted to say Michael's, but I think Hobby Lobby. And I was going to make a pair of earrings out of them, but I noticed that the colors kind of really didn't match. This has more like bluish green, and this has more like purple and yellow. And to me, the difference was just a little bit too much. It made it look like a mix match earring. So I'm actually going to use these for glue the cork down, make sure it's secure, and use them for the tassels and the keychains. Okay. That to the side. Okay, and I think this was a trade. Yeah, I know I didn't buy these, so I think this was a trade. Okay, and I just broke the earring, or either it was broke, maybe that's why I had it. So what I'll do, like, I don't really trust it when it breaks like this, because I'm thinking the rest of it may break, and I never ever sell stuff that I think is going to break. So what I'll do is I will cut these off, and they will either be glued down to a nice resin piece or something that I can put a jump ring through, and then I'll make some type of dangle for a keychain or either a purse charm. So I'll secure it to another piece of, I'll actually set it in resin so I know it's secured. And then I'll make a dangle out of it. But I won't trust the loops that are already on it, because this one just came completely loose. So the integrity of it to me is not good, but I love the color. So I'll just make sure that it is in something that is durable and reliable. You always want to make sure of that, guys. You never ever want to make something to sell to customers that will fall apart, period. And definitely not as soon as they get it. That'll definitely work against you. So when in doubt, don't use or make it secure. Okay, this looks like the top of a clip earring. I will put this in my gold tone stash because I'm not sure what I can do with it yet. Looks like the back part of this earring is missing, so it may just be something that I can just glue down to something else, because it looks like the integrity of these have been broken off too. All right, so this is going to go in my gold box. This is going to go in my gold box. Once again, this is a pair of earrings. It looks like it was a clip on the back. Or maybe it was a necklace. Yeah, it was. It was a necklace. It was a necklace. So all of these pieces, yeah, these were necklaces that were pulled apart. This would make a really nice pair of earrings. The only thing I have to do with this is just put a gold ear wire here. I could put two gold tone jump rings and then the ear wire, but yeah, I'm gonna set this aside. This will make a nice pair of earrings, so I can do that in no time. Set that aside there. More gold tone pieces. This is a really light metal, easy to bend. Like I said, this came off of a necklace too, so that would be a nice pair of earrings to make. This is just like the other pair. So something that I can just put a jump ring in real quick and make a fast earring. I just put it to the side. I'll get all my gold jump rings together, and then I will I'll make the earring quickly. So because like I said, guys, if I lay it down I'm the one that has to go back and pick it up because it's just me. So when I have it in my hand, that's the time I really need to make sure. I'm just going to use this bag here because it's a little bit bigger. That's the time I need to make sure that I make up my mind what I'm going to do with this, so I'm not picking it up 2 and 3 times. I really try not to pick up these beads more than once or twice. Sometimes, you know, you can't help it. You got to set it aside and go do something else, but if I can help it, I want to turn it into something that can be sold and that's tangible as soon as I touch it. So this will go in my gold tone findings box. And let's see here. Here. And here. Okay, so these were a long pair of earrings. And I can actually, see here. Yeah, I can actually take these loose and make single earrings out of them. There is right here. You can see that right here. So I can bend that back and take it a loose. Ta-da. And now I have 3 different pairs of earrings I can make. I can put a bead in it. I can put a dangle down it. I could do a lot of different things. So this will go in my silver box. Here's some more silver findings. This looks like this is steampunk findings because they're spokes, wheel spokes. So there's a lot of different things I can do with this. This will actually go where? I think I'm going to put it in my silver findings and then come back to it later because I got quite a bit going on here. I don't want to have too much in now, otherwise I'll end up with another lid. Okay guys, let's see here. This looks like this is another pair of resin earrings. I like them just the way they are, so I'm going to leave them that way. And I'll put them over to the right. Okay, we already talked about this. Okay, and then I have some chain. This looks more to me like a, it looks more to me like, not brass. Maybe brass, not gold, but maybe brass. Doesn't look like a rose gold either. This looks like a charm, a large charm or pendant. So I would actually use this for a keychain, or a tassel. But I think maybe like a purse tassel. That's what I would use this for. These are actually beads, but it's a earring. And it's only one, so I'm going to put it in the single earrings behind me, because I know there should be a mate for this. That can go in there. Okay, and then this is another, like, pendant. See that? This is more like a pendant. It's real lightweight. It's kind of resiny, but because these are metal. This has more resin to it. These are all items I can use for my keychains or for my my purse tassels. So I am going to put them in the container with the keychains and the purse tassel. There's more beads. This has more like bronze color to it, tone. This is a resin, so I'll put these with my bronze beads. These are pears. I'm not sure what I was going to make out of this, but these are actual pears. So I'm going to put them to my right. I really like the shape and the color of this brown. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like kind of a distressed brown. And then I have this bead. Reminds me of like a multicolor bead. Can you see that? So I'm going to put these to my right. And I'm going to make some knot. And I'm looking here. So it looks like these beads will probably go together. I don't know if you could see the animal print beads that are resin. You can kind of see that. So I think I'm going to put these bags to the right because they can actually go together. And I'm going to put the resin to my left as well as the chain. A couple more resin pieces that didn't turn out as I thought they would, but this is more UV resin. I wanted to make earrings out of them, but the holes, I had some issues with the holes, and then I also had I think issues with the sides of them. It was something that went wrong on here. I can't remember. Now they're not looking as bad, but I think something in here is not right. Needed to be shaved down or something. I just know with some work to it. Oh, I think, yeah, I can see where it didn't come out too well up in there. So yeah. So I'll put these to the side and probably use these on a dangle or something. Okay, guys, we're almost there. This is a vintage pair of earrings, but I may just take the bottom off of it because it looks like something's going on back there. Yeah, it's something I need to attend to. So I will put these in the silver color box or either in the Halloween or Gothic box and then come back to it later. Let's see, over here is nothing but, let me move this up so you guys can see. This is nothing but little small things I need to attend to. This is, I think this is bone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is bone. So this is going to go in my bone piece. It looks like a pendant. So I'll put this in my bone piece. See if I can bring everything to the forefront. The loose beads I'm not going to go over. This wooden, the bag of wooden beads here, as I mentioned before, I had students that I teach at Big Brothers Big Sisters to give them some activities in the evening and also some things for them to do with their hands to make and give away as gifts. Some of the students just like stringing. Other of the students will make full earrings. So this is just a bag of items that were left over. Normally each student is able to take away 10 gifts that they make. Everything else we put in a big pot for other students that didn't make as many, but they're all entitled to 10 no matter how many you make. And so this is what was left over. So I'll figure out, I'll take a look at them. Looks like some of them need to be restrung because they're kind of loose. But there's a few good pieces in here, a few good wooden pieces and things like I'll just take a loose and redo. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the left of me, and that's going to be in the to-do box. And let's see, I think I have some dangles here. This actually came off of a necklace. The green dangles here. These are actual earrings. Yeah, they have a stem. Well, I don't know. I got an open stem down here at the bottom. So I'll throw this in my green box. The gold beads here. What is this? This is earring. And see, guys, it just goes to show you with the dangles now. Unfortunately, with this earring, all of it is different. I don't have any mates or anything to it at all. And I know I don't have another earring to match this. So what I'll do is just use this as a dangle on a purse charm and just take it off here at the top where it has the second jump ring. So I use it as a dangle on a purse charm. So I'll just throw that up there. This actually came off of a bracelet, and one of the loops here is missing. So I may just take the bottom off. Yeah, I could always put it upside down, but I prefer not to. So I could actually take that off, and then I could glue it down with some E6000 on something. So see, it's supposed to actually look like that. So it came off of a bracelet. But I got a lot of use out of this because I love how the cowrie shells were bezeled, encased, and bezeled. Okay, so I'll put this in my cowrie shell drawer. This I'm going to use as a dangle on the on a charm, on the keychain charm. And this is going to be the last thing. Everything else is just some loose beads that I'll get rid of. But this right here was a bracelet. And was it a bracelet or a pair of earrings? I'm sorry. This was an earring. And I only had the single earring. And then this was a clip at the top. So what happened was, or what is happening, is that I have 2 loops in the center for this one, for your center one. And I only have 1 loop here because this is the last one, okay, in the 3-tiered earring. But what I'm going to do, see if you can see that. What I'm going to do is I'll use the center one for either a purse tassel, yeah, for a purse tassel, and then I'm going to use this one and this as a pair of earrings. See, I'm going to use this one, and then I'm going to turn this upside down, and I will sand this off, cut it off, and then sand it down so it's flat, and then I'll have a pair of earrings. So I'm not sure if you could, yeah, if you could see that. So I'm just pretty much turning the top of the earring upside down to make it a pair of earrings with the loops on the top. And then the centerpiece, and I'm just looking at it now, I just said that I would use it as a purse dangle, but what I think I'm going to do is use it as a make a 3-piece out of this. So a pair of earrings and a necklace. So I'll put a since I have 2 hoops, I'll hang something from the bottom, and then I'll use this hoop up here to put a jump ring through, and a real small tiny link chain, so I can make this into a 3-piece set. So I have a pair of earrings and a necklace out of that. So that's what you can do with 1 broken earring, guys. Just goes to show you, you know, if you're creative, it'll work. Well, okay, guys, there's quite a bit in this lid. So once again, I want to thank you for your time. It is greatly appreciated. I appreciate you guys sticking in here with me and looking through this entire lid with me and all of the possibilities. This is lid number 7. You will find it under the Lid by Lid playlist. And let's see, I wanted to say something else that just slipped my mind. Anyway, guys, what I'm going to say is have a great day or have a great evening wherever you are. Once again, if you like what you've seen so far on this channel, please give us a like and share the information. As well, we would love to have you subscribe to our channel. We are putting out either shorts or long form videos every single day. And I think that's going to be it. All right, guys. I will talk with you soon. Bye.